Hello. Welcome back to my channel, OC Knits. I know it has been a long time. Although I have not been filming, I've definitely been knitting. What I want to do is make sure the things that I've talked about in my previous podcast, like the works in progress, I want to make sure that I show them now. So let's get, and of course, the first thing I wanted to talk about, I didn't even grab it. So one moment while I'll grab something. I called myself ready. I laid out everything, but I still forgot something. But anyhow, let's get started with what I'm wearing. Look familiar? So this is my ugly sweater. It's been complete. I don't even know when I completed it. It was definitely sometime in last year, but it is done. I call it my ugly sweater if you see my previous podcast because I am not a scrappy project type of gal, but I wanted to use my scraps and make something and that I could just wear around the house, and here it is. And moment of truth, I really don't wear it. This is supposed to be the sweater that I just lounge around the house, but I really don't wear it. So on camera, it looks fine. And I do still like the color of this top part with the pink, but I just don't grab it basically. But anyhow, this sweater is the Melange Sweater by Petite Knit. Love the pattern. I knitted another one, which is just like a gray and white color, which I love, and I wear that one all the time. I absolutely love it. This one is the same pattern. It's a drop shoulder construction where you start with the back panel, I believe, and then pick up stitches for the front, knit it together in the round. Simple drop shoulder construction. So yeah, I love the pattern. For most of this, I did hold 2 strands of fingering weight yarn together. I think this one, just a few places, is actually DK weight, but for the most part, it's 2 fingering weight yarns together, which make a DK weight. But yeah, here's the sweater. So this has been finished for a while, and I decided this is what I'm wearing right now. I have my notes on this side, so hopefully I don't miss anything. So my next item that you would have seen in my last podcast that is finished, and yay! This one is the Sammensat top, if I'm pronouncing that right. So this one I absolutely love. I love the material that I use. This one is definitely one of my fave knits, and it was an enjoyable knit. I really enjoyed working on this because when I cast this one on, it was a missed whips that I was not really enjoying. So this was just refreshing to cast on and to work on, and I love the way it fits. So love this pattern. Let's see, I think I have, oh yeah. So I had 3 hanks of this yarn. This is all I have left. So, and I have the label here. You see it? It's Ilmani yarn, Sabri, and it's 85% cotton and 15% baby alpaca. There's such a high cotton percentage, but it feels so soft and drapey. It feels so nice. Just working with this yarn was such a pleasure on my hands. Absolutely love it. This pattern is by Elizabeth Judith. I believe she has 5 other stitches you can do for this striping. You have an option of doing that. And this construction is, she calls it compound raglan. So this was the first time me doing a compound raglan. What I noticed that was different with this raglan, if I can, my camera likes to not focus. There we go. So this raglan, you knit a little bit going straight without doing increases, and then you do some increases. Love throwing this on, just put a little spaghetti strap underneath, or you don't even need anything underneath. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I wear it so much. Great pattern, and it came at a perfect time. Let's see, I did talk about the yarn, but I didn't mention, it was a fingering weight yarn. I bought this yarn at Lantau Festival. Not last year, but the year before that, because we're already in the new year, so the year before that. So yeah, absolutely love this top, and that is complete. What else do I have here? Next, because I haven't podcasted in a while, but I'm gonna show this. I believe, look how cute, a Christmas sweater. Look how adorable this is. I believe in my previous podcast I had mentioned that I was looking, either I mentioned that I was looking for a Christmas pattern for my daughter and my kids, or I already found it at the time. But nonetheless, this one is called the Snow Sweater by P. Larson, and She actually has many different patterns. She has a snow sweater, snow hat, snow vest, and snow dress. I was actually planning to knit the snow dress for my daughter, but this pattern was knit from top down and it's a round yoke, but the dress was bottom up. And OMG, starting from the bottom, I think there was like over maybe 300 or something stitches I would need to cast on. I did get it started and doing 3-stranded color work. Long story short, it was just a hot mess. I didn't feel like I'll be able to have it done by Christmas. And that was my first time trying to do 3-stranded color work. It was just a lot to deal with, like catching the floats. So I spoke with my daughter. I was like, would you mind, if I just make a sweater? She was still all excited. Isn't this so adorable? So if you're looking for a kids Christmas pattern for this coming Christmas, here you go. And they have adult size sweater like this designer has. So many things with this pattern. But yeah, so the yarn that I used was Barocco Vintage. That's for everything here besides the white one. I think this bottom one here is Snowdrifts, and this is in their natural color. But the rest is Barocco Vintage. So Barocco Vintage is 50%. Have a label. I don't have the colorway, but this is a label for one, the Barocco Vintage. It is a yarn that is 52% acrylic and 40% wool and 8% nylon. And the cost is great. It's only $12 for a hank, and you get a lot in there. Let's see, for $12 you get 400 meters or 437 yards. So I think you get a lot of bang for your buck, and you can put this in the washing machine. I just love it. And because of the wool content, it blooms as well. So it still blooms. I feel like it behaves like a wool, and it's not annoying to knit with, because I find the acrylic yarn kind of gives this kind of squeak feel. I can crochet with it, but I do not like knitting with it. So I just think this is the perfect compromise where you can get a nice price, get something that you just throw in the washing machine, and you still get a little bit of wool content. I just think it's perfect for sure to knit for kids, but for anyone. But look how adorable this is. So I knit that for my daughter, and I knit the snow vest for my son. So the same thing, I used the same Barocco Vintage yarn for this, everything but the white part here, and absolutely adorable. So many things happened this past Christmas, so the kids really didn't get to wear this, but I'm hoping for next year that they get to wear their holiday sweaters. Since mommy put a labor of love in this, so definitely check out Snow Sweater and Snow Vest. We're just moving right along, aren't we? So I've been on this path of just self-drafting, not purchasing patterns, and just figuring out, because I've been knitting now, this is going on my 4th year of knitting. I feel like I've learned enough where I'm confident now where I can start entering into just making something without using the pattern, because it's basic and you can find so many things online. So I did find online tutorial on little mittens. I just kind of guesstimated how much to cast them for this is for my daughter, and use that tutorial to figure out how to do the thumbs. And you can just make your own mittens. You can even do a design on this flat part here. It's super simple, and I'm so happy they're wearing to school. And of course I knit one for my son. So you see they've been well loved. So this yarn that I use for my daughter, this is the same yarn. Hers was pink. I had purchased, this was my stash yarn. Another thing, I'm happy to use my stash yarn. I purchased this a long time ago and made her a sweater out of this material. It's cast merino, Aran weight. It's 55% merino, 33% acrylic, and 12% cashmere. So it's super soft, really great yarn. It's the Aran weight yarn. So I had this in the pink. And then this one here is made with the Barocco Vintage. This was some leftover here, so I made them some mittens. They were getting a lot of wear out of it, but now the weather is a little bit nicer, so they haven't been wearing so much, but they'll have this for next year because I'm sure it will fit. But isn't that so cute? And I was so proud of myself. So on the lines of just drafting something on my own without a pattern. If you check out my Instagram, you would have seen a pair of these, but I just made another one. These are leg warmers. Leg warmers for my daughter. Oops, get up close. You see how they're all fragile. Was this frayed or little? She's definitely been wearing this a lot. She just wore these yesterday. She loves these leg warmers. So this is another self-draft This was, I think, the very first thing that I knit on my own without looking at a pattern. And it's simple. You're just knitting in the round, casting so many stitches. And again, this was just me kind of measuring around her leg to see how much. I didn't even make a gauge swatch because I just cast on whatever stitches. But yeah, it ended up working out really nice, and she loves these. And I made her a white pair as well, but she loves these the most because pink's her favorite color. And I was able to use my stash yarn, which I'm so happy about. So the yarn that I used was this palette. This is from Knit Picks, and this is a fingering weight yarn. It's called Ice Lily. You get 231 yards and 50-gram ball. And yeah, it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So I use this with this other ball, which is my stash yarn. This is Knit and Note yarn, Highland wool. This one's a fingering weight. I want to say this one's like DK. It's 100% pure wool, and you get 7 meters in the 50-gram ball. I want to say this is DK weight, but yeah, it was actually nice to mix these together to get this marled look, because first I was like, ew, I kind of like the color, but when I started knitting, I never liked the way the beginning looks, but I knew I would like the finished product, and I'm so happy I did, because I had used both of these to knit sweaters. So oftentimes when I use a yarn, I'm not super excited to reuse it for other projects, although I've been better at doing that to use on my stash yarn. But like mixing it together made it feel like a fun new project. So I'm so happy I did that, and it made this cool little look. But yeah, this was another self-draft, which I was excited about, and more on the whole self-drafting things coming up. But let's get into some whips. So some whips that I was talking about in my previous video. I think there's just one whip in my previous video that is still a whip, and you guys, if you watch my other podcast, have seen this one. So I'm almost done. Look at this. I am almost done, people. Literally, I think the bottom part, let's focus. Come on. There we go. I'm making a very, very long ribbing section. And at this point, when it comes to making a length, I'm not even following the pattern. I'm just going by my heart and trying on how long I want it. So I had already started doing the ribbing, but I'm like, I want it to be longer on me. So I'm even forgetting where I think maybe I just need another centimeter on the bottom, that I'll be done. And then here, I didn't bind off the arm part because I think I'm just trying, I think I might make it longer. So essentially I just need 1 more centimeter here, and I need to do the ribbing on this other sleeve, then I'll be done. Hopefully by the next time I make a podcast video, maybe that should be my goal, because literally I worked on it a lot in last year. I had a lot of time to sit and knit, so I was actually working on this a lot, but then I again put it down. But maybe I can make this a goal by next podcast to actually work on this to have it finished, because I would like this on my nails, and I would like to be able to wear it. Although weather has been getting nicer, but in San Francisco, I feel like you can always wear something light. Little sweater project, but that's on the way. Oh, I didn't even say what it's called. This one is the Jules Sweater by Sandus Garn. I'll put it, if that's not correct, then I'll put it up here. But yeah, I've talked about my other podcast, so I won't go into too much detail. Once I actually finish it, then I'll say the whole spiel about the sweater again. But I absolutely love it. Love the color. The yarn that I'm using is Knitting for Olive. Knitting for Olive. Mohair. I'm just holding one strand of mohair. And this is the Dusty Rose color. So I absolutely love this pink, like, so pretty. I should make this a priority, not priority, but I should actually just put it, and actually just get it done, right? Just get it done. Who cares if it's just one strand of mohair? Yeah. You don't always want to sit and knit with just mohair, but I should try to get it done by the next time that I make a podcast. Okay, so this next project, so this sock, I have it on these DPNs, but no. I did not knit this on the DPNs. I actually just put it on DPNs because I think I needed the needles and the cord because I'm knitting this on 3.25. So I think I needed the cord and those needles for a different project. So I just put on DPNs and put all of them in here, because maybe if I wanted to knit on it more, I would try the DPNs. But no, I did magic loop with this far. But anyhow, I just put it on DPNs. But isn't this so beautiful? Oh, let's focus. Come on, camera. Isn't this so beautiful? So these socks are called Celebrate Socks by Andrea Rangel. I hope I'm understanding. I just wrote my notes out, but I write so messy, even I have a hard time reading. Isn't this so beautiful? So these, so when I was in Arizona for this past Christmas, went into the yarn store because I'm like, I just need more projects to work on. So I had actually bought this beautiful yarn, and I'll put the name of the yarn store because it is slipping my mind at the moment. But anyhow, I bought these two colors because I'm planning on every year, every Christmas, lint piece on there, every Christmas, I'm always thinking, oh gosh, it would have been nice if I knit my friends something. And my friends are always asking me to knit, but I rarely knit for other people outside of my family. I can knit for my sister, for my husband, my kids, but rarely for other people. Although I have been, if my friends have babies, I have been knitting for their babies, but nonetheless, I have not been knitting anything for my adult friends. So I decided that I'm gonna just start doing little projects where I would start in the beginning of the year and then hopefully have a few things accumulate where I can just give them with socks and hats or whatnot to my friends. So found these two beautiful yarns, little things. So, oh, this one's just Cascade Heritage yarn sock. It's called Highlighter Violet, this one here. And the content of this yarn is, merino. 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, so typical sock yarn. And this other one here, I just think these two together are so beautiful. Because again, I don't really wear variegated, but oh my gosh, it makes for such beautiful color work projects made by the variegated yarn. So this one I believe is a hand-dyed yarn. You can see that here. This is Leading Men. Oh, fiber arts. I feel like there's a story behind that. Leading Men fiber arts. That is a yarn. Yeah, hand dyed in Illinois, it says. So this color is called Love Potion number 9. It's a finger weight yarn. It's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So got this from the yarn store in Arizona, and I just saw these and I was like, I gotta do something with it. So essentially I bought these two, not knowing what pattern I was gonna do, but then I found this beautiful pattern online in Ravelry, and I was like, oh my gosh, so perfect. This is perfect. This was definitely enjoyable doing the color work. I enjoyed doing two-stranded color work on this little sock project. It was just relaxing, don't have to think about it because this is a really easy pattern for you to remember, and so you don't have to keep looking. It's just like repeating the same pattern. So yeah, really like these. I just need to pick it back up again and finish them. But yeah, so this is a work in progress. It's just on my leisure time. There's no priority. Again, my mindset is to give it away to somebody at Christmas. So, you know, I have time. I have time to work. It's fun. I bought this case. I bought this case even before I put it on double pointed needles. Because even with my magic, when I do magic loop, it's still nice to have the needles in this kind of little case. It looks fun, right? So that's the one work in progress here, the Celebrate socks. So that's one there. Another work in progress. Oh, the Suri top. So this top, oh, and look at this. Is definitely not going to be a sewing channel, but look, I made this project bag myself. I'm so proud. I do not sew. This is the second thing I ever sewed back to back. So I made my daughter a little bag similar to this, and then I made myself this one. Never sewed anything before, but I inherited a sewing machine, and it's in my heart to learn how to sew here and there. So anyhow, the project that I have inside, here you go. This one is called the Suri Shirt by Kadri, I believe. Here it is. So this yarn I am knitting on, what is this called? Skate Yarns Refine. I believe this is like a recycled yarn. Yeah, it says 100% recycled yarn. So 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% viscose. So this is another yarn that I purchased while I was in Arizona. This yarn, I've never used this one before. I've had some cascade yarn, but I've never used this one. And I must say, it's pretty rough. And the weird thing is the yarn to me does not feel rustic, but it feels rough. It feels maybe dry. Dry is the word. It feels like a very dry yarn, but it's not itchy or anything. It's just dry in the hands. Let's just talk about the construction perhaps. So yeah, this is a drop shoulder construction where you knit the back panel, then you knit the sides, join it in around, and I already knit the collar. I just put it on holes. I don't know, I think I just didn't feel like doing the bind off at the moment. That's why it's still on the hold. But yeah, so I need to pick up stitches for the sleeve. I'll probably do that next. And then the body. So this is supposed to be a t-shirt. But if you look at the picture, I'll put the picture right here. So essentially when you pick up stitches, you go right into the ribbing. And if you notice on her sleeves come down like this. Basically where she picks up stitches is down here. But when I put this on, nowhere near that long. So my gauge is definitely incorrect. I did not gauge swatch for this, so my gauge is much tighter. So that's why I put it on hold, because otherwise this was enjoyable. I love my stockinette projects. But yeah, I put this on hold because I'm not sure if I want to go directly into the ribbing, since the ribbing is not going to start down here, it's starting right at the shoulders. So I think I need to modify this and actually do some stockinette a little bit before I start the ribbing. So that's been the debate with here. I'm not sure where to go because my gauge is smaller. So I'm actually kind of sad about this because this project is for my sister. And the yarn, I just feel like it's not the best yarn. It's not drapey at all. If you look at the pictures, hers actually looks like it's knit with alpaca. I should see what it's knit with, I'm not even sure. But it looks like it's alpaca yarn or something that's more drapey. This is just the wrong choice for this outfit. But as I am, I'm not going to take it out. I mean, I love the gray color. I'm not going to redo it, and I think my sister will still enjoy it. And if she doesn't, I'll definitely wear it. But yes, I'm not going to take this out or anything, but this is just not the right yarn choice for this outfit. I wish I picked something that was a little bit more drapey. And I just need to figure out how I'm going to do the shoulders if I'm going to do some stockinette. But nonetheless, I will get this done for my sister. This is definitely a labor of love since it's fingering weight yarn. And I'm holding it on 3mm needles. So labor of love. But nonetheless, that's my other work in progress. And I guess I can show these. Don't expect to see them anytime soon. So I was on this whole mitten kick that I started to make some for myself. Now this is when we were having a really big cold front in San Francisco. And again, there's no pattern, just super basic guesstimate how much to cast on for myself. But yeah. They're like hobo gloves. This is not my style or look, but I'm like, I don't care. I just wanted to have some gloves when it's cold weather and I'm outside and I can still knit where my hands are a little bit protected but my fingers are out. So this is how it looks, nothing special at all. I just have stockinette. I wish I could remember. I did this so long ago because otherwise I would give you guys the number counts that I use for my glove. But all I know is once you finish the ribbing, then you start immediately doing the increases for your thumb. And then you just measure until you think it'll fit. And then you separate the thumb from the rest. You can continue to do the thumb or just actually put the thumb for the most part on hold and then continue knitting up here. So that's what I did here. Put the thumb on hold and then knit up for as long as you want. So this is a super quick project, but I just put it aside because it hasn't been so cold anymore. But now that I have this out, I literally probably could already bind off the top here. I think it's long enough and just do a couple of rows for the thumb. But yeah, I'm excited to wear them when it gets cold again and test it out. So when I'm out and about, my hands could be warm. Anyhow, that's a whip and yeah. So an exciting project. I'm making a whole project vlog, which will hopefully come out not that long after. I'm still working it, but I've been on this self-drafting journey, I'm gonna call it, because I'm at the point in my knitting where I want to just be able to knit things without purchasing patterns all the time, because my style is so basic. I really enjoy wearing, for the most part, just plain stockinette. Here and there I'll do a cable or two, lace or two, but for the most part I just like plain jumpers like this, stockinette. And what makes it exciting for me is the yarn that I use, maybe a simple detail in the pattern. But so many times I'm like, I just want to knit a sweater and I don't want to have to buy different patterns for it. Or I just want to make a plain maybe cardigan or sweater for my kids. as I grow, but I don't always want to buy a pattern because a lot of times different size, I have to buy this different pattern, different shape, but nonetheless, I'm at the point where like, I just need to be able to draft a sweater on my own, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing little testers with just building confidence, because if you know how to knit, people, you can make your own stuff. That's what I'm finding. It does just take a little bit of time and patience, and you do have to gauge swatch. You actually have to gauge swatch if you're gonna self-draft, especially an outfit. But it's still in progress. I'm essentially making a lovely cardigan for my daughter. I already finished one for my son, so I'm just really excited that I made these things on my own. But I can talk about the yarn that I'm using. So for my daughter, again, this Barocco yarn is like the hero of today's, so many of my whips and projects was with this yarn. So this is Barocco Vintage Sock again. This is the blend of acrylic, 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. I am just enjoying knitting things for my kids. There's this combination because they grow out of their clothes so fast. They're a little bit rougher on their clothes. So it's just nice to be able to purchase something that's not costing you an arm and a leg when you're just knitting something for your kids that they're going to grow out super fast. So I've been really enjoying this yarn. So I'm making my daughter a self-drafted cardigan out of this yarn, and these other colors will make a cameo as well. Now this yarn you would have seen, this is actually the combination plus mohair hat that I knit my zipper sweater out of. So this is Knitting for Olive, don't remember the color, and this is the Make It tweed yarn, which I absolutely love. So that's making a cameo, but literally I'm so excited. Yeah, the video's gonna come out soon, but this is the yarn for my daughters. After this video, I'm sure that will be the next one that will come out, will be the self-drafted projects that I worked on for the kiddos. Thanks so much for watching. Please let me know what projects you're working on. Let me know what I should do with this here. For real, let me know if you have any ideas. Should I just continue to do the ribbing on the side here, or do a little stockinette before I do the ribbing? So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, see you.